Question number 5, Michelle Ballantyne.
Thank you. To ask the First Minister what action she is taking to tackle human trafficking in Scotland.
First Minister.
Well, the long-term increase in recorded sexual crime, both in Scotland and in the rest of the UK, is due to a range of factors, including victims having more confidence to come forward to report to police what has happened to them. We'll shortly be publishing the first annual progress report on implementation of our trafficking and exploitation strategy. That report will set out the wide range of action taken since publication of the strategy last May.
Michelle Ballantyne.
Thank you. This week we heard again from the very Reverend Dr John Chalmers how Roma children and young women in Govan Hill are being sold in sex slavery by gangsters, while others live 8 to 10 to a room working 12-hour days for a pittance in return. Obviously, you did publish your strategy on trafficking and exploitation a year ago. Could you give us some highlights of an assessment of how this strategy is working in practice, and if it is achieving everything it is aimed to, and when we can hope to put an end to this human tragedy?
First Minister.
Well, firstly, I am obviously very well aware of concerns that are raised about Govan Hill. It's an issue I speak to the police regularly about, and my message, firstly, is people should come forward and report to the police any concerns that they have. I know that the police rigorously investigate and have investigated all concerns that have come forward to them. More generally, in terms of the strategy, as I said in my original answer, we will shortly be publishing the first annual progress report on implementation of the strategy, which will set out the range of actions that have been taken since publication, and will also look at the further action that requires to be taken. But the areas we've been focusing on, for example, working to raise awareness and strengthen the protection for victims of trafficking. We've also increased funding for victims of trafficking. The Human Trafficking and Exploitation Act, which was passed by this Parliament in 2015, strengthens the legal protections and the police powers that are available to tackle this. So we will continue to take those actions. I think the member described it as a human tragedy. Any individual who is trafficked or subject to exploitation in this way, it is a human tragedy. We must treat it as such, and the Scottish Government will continue to do so extremely seriously.